Welcome back to the question and answer portion of our virtual senior fitness fair. I'm Jessica McCready and I'll be your host. Here we'll be going one-on-one with specialists and professionals in the realm and related fields. Up next, we have educator, performer, founder, producer, director, Miss Barbea Williams, the creative director at Barbea Williams Performance School. Hi, Miss Williams.
How are you? It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Thank you so much for coming and taking some time out of your day to talk with Silver Fox Elite Fitness about all things senior and all things fitness. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so before we get into the topic of discussion, I'd like for you to give our viewers a little insight about yourself. Tell us about yourself, where you're from, your career, what brought you there.
Right. Well, I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago, right? Chicago, Chi-Town. And I feel like that is what gave me a lot of insight into my internal quest for life, for culture, for people, for fitness. And definitely to begin to look at myself as an African woman born in America. And also it gives you, Chicago gives you that global perspective of the world. I was born and raised, I should say, for a good period of time in an area on the south side called Bronzeville. And this was a very influential community. You had your doctors, your lawyers, your business owners, such as my grandfather who owned a barbershop on 47th and St. Lawrence, and my grandmother who was a legal secretary. So, and my father who was one of the first of 3 African-American telephone repairmen. Okay. And this was these were really good jobs for Black folks. Okay. Coming from the South, my grandfather, I have to say, comes from Abbeville, South Carolina. That's who I am. I'm a product of, Oscar Brown Jr., Brown baby. Okay. And his son and I went to school together here at the University of Arizona. And it was that segregation that made that connection. That's what it was. But it was also that integration, because what it did to the area, that affluent area at that particular time, it was changing.
Let's talk about your career and how it relates to fitness. Your career and how it keeps you moving, how it keeps you shaking, and how it keeps you active. Let's talk about that.
Right. Well, not only am I involved in the dance world,
yes,
where people really know me in the dance world, but there's a whole nother set of people that know me in that theatrical realm also. I'm a thespian, right? Okay. I was born and raised with, again, my grandmother. She loved poetry, and we would sing and recite, again, for these family gatherings, The Mountain and the Squirrel had a quarrel. The former called the latter little prig. Bun replied, "You are doubtless very big." So again, we had all of these poems that that influenced our upbringing, which again, and also when my father would take us to New York, again, work ethics. I learned and I watched not only from my family, but especially from my aunt Beatrice Wind, who was an actress, singer, movement specialist in New York that lived in Manhattan on the Lower East Side. When my father would take us there and to visit Aunt B during the summer, we would go in a taxi, mind you, from Broadway to off Broadway to off Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we sleeping in the cab and moving, and we'd wake up into this other world. And she was in it. and we were observing her. I'm like, wow, this is my aunt and my namesake. She, a part of my name, the Beatrice part, right?
Yes.
Um, and it just, the work ethics. So yes, fitness and dance, you can't separate the two. Um, and there's something I think that you wrote that I found that was very interesting. You said something about one of your questions about how does our body respond as elders. And there's something about being an elder that I really adore because one, I don't make those same mistakes that I did. I learned from some things. So
Yes.
I love that, right? But one of the things is that I talk to my body, and more than anything, my body talks to me. It speaks to me. It says, Barbea, girl, you better get your butt up and go walk up that mountain, right? You better get yourself and go walk that dog, or you better get on this, especially nowadays that we have these online dance classes. You better get yourself up and get on this Zoom class and start moving your body, because it makes a big difference. It not only tells you that you need to move it, but it tells you when to stop moving it, okay? It gives you that good advice that you are not 25 years old and I'm not trying to be 25 years old, okay? But you're here to adore and enrich your body, that enriches your spirit and your mind and your well-being. So there's so much that my body says to me as an elder. And again, I love this show, and I have to because I worked with Geneva, and I have to just acknowledge her for this, because as much as I adore myself as an elder and my, feeling like, because it's like the more I can get myself ready, the more I can get that torch and keep that torch not only just lit, but just aglow and illuminated, and that flame burning. I mean, it's the richness and the heat of it. It's like I'm ready to pass it, and not only ready, I am passing it slowly but surely to those like yourself, Miss Jessica, that just have this richness about them, with your hair, your locks, and the glow that you create. And this is what my calling is. I know I was chosen. I know I was chosen as a product of the South Side of Chicago to bring that fitness and that culture and that art and that love for my Africanness to the South Side of Tucson and to the North Side, to the Sugar Hill, right? And to the East Side, right?
Yes.
Okay, and to the Central area that has a lot of our history and culture, and definitely to a mountain area where, we were able to choose some of our, and actually they came to us, some of our first dancers and that worked with us here in Tucson, that have created that foundation through movement, through dance.
Yes.
And that dance, it's not about just, how I can turn and twist and shake and move, right? And how high I can kick that leg. But it took me, because of Catherine Dunham. Again, when I talk about the honorable, I was blessed. I was chosen through Tommy Gomez on the South Side of Chicago, through Lucille Ellis.
How does your relationship with dance and movement affect your health?
Oh, it's everything. It's everything. I just got, at this point now, I do with my yearly checkup, okay, physical checkup. I got a new doctor, because I get tired of doctors going in as an African woman, as a Black woman, And the first thing they want to ask you is, do you have sugar? Are you diabetic? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have, all these isms? I don't like, I feel like you're putting me in a box
Yes.
that I don't work out of. Hello? Okay. I take care of myself. I take care of my physical fitness. Okay. My mental, my spiritual fitness, with my ancestors saying, hey, Barbea, you need to go this way. Okay. And turn around and look back, because maybe these are some people you need to bring with you. Okay. If they're willing and ready. But my physical fitness is so important. I got a clean bill of health. Clean bill of health. As a matter of fact, he was looking at it. And this is the first time I've had a male doctor in a long, I don't even remember really having a male doctor. But he kept looking at it. He's, a doctor. He's from the Middle East someplace, right? And he was looking at it and he was quiet. And, I'm like, well, what are you looking at? And knowing good and well, I feel good, but what are you looking at? But he got quiet, and, I started asking him questions about what he was seeing. And he was like, no, this is good. That's good.
Uh-huh.
Up to standards. And so, yeah, when you eat right, okay, and I'm not saying eat right when you feel like it, but eat right with consistency. Mm-hmm. And with knowledge, knowing what you're eating, why you're eating something. If I'm eating beets, why am I eating beets? Okay. We have what are those organs, the functions of the organs in our bodies, and what foods relate to them. Okay. What herbs relate to them. That detoxing, and on a daily level, we know we do that when we go to the bathroom. Okay. But we also have to know that there are foods, herbs, spices. I just, I eat every day. I eat some turmeric or turmeric, however you want to pronounce it. And every other day, and especially now that it's gotten chilly, some ginger, all these spices that are so good for us. Those spices and what they do and how they heal, those medicinal properties of those spices.
So let's have a moment and speak to our seniors who are watching now and are not exactly physically active or healthy or eat healthy. What are some things that they could do starting today to get them in strides to a more healthy, active life as a senior? What would you have to say to them, whether it be a word of encouragement, some advice, or just a little insight, that from someone who is aging beautifully and displaying such vitality?
Well, I say take your time. And this is what I did. One, I started eliminating things from my diet. So like things like Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, all of that 6 teaspoons of sugar. That was the very first thing that I did. And give yourselves timelines. Don't feel like you have to do it all. But again, think about, how does it make you feel? Because, you're going to get what William Duffy, one of the first books that I read called Sugar Blues. You're going to have some, drawbacks. Because not only that, I started having for the first time in my life, acne. I didn't, I related acne to other folks. But you have to know and listen to your body.
Yes.
So again, that told me you need to detox. And I can't say that enough. Because remember, if you've been as an elder, as a senior, if you've been putting in your body 50, 60 years of bacon, and all that bacon grease and all of that, the pork chops, you're gonna have, it takes time, and you're gonna have to have patience with yourself. But you also have to, when you take things away, you have to add some things that are gonna help you balance. And you've got to read. You've got to read. You've got to read, again, Dick Gregory was another book, very influential, right? Or no, Dick Gregory, yeah, well, he was influential because he went to SIU. He was a track star there, but no, I think this was Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live. Yeah, it was Elijah Muhammad. Get those books. Get those books. And look at what, when you look at, think of preservatives and foods that have these, I'm gonna call them what I talk when I talk to the young people, these big words. These big words, if you can't pronounce them, they don't make no sense. Things that say sugar, you know, but you know that one. And you have to begin to look at, it's like I create a balance for my life because, you know, your body has cravings and you want, but what I do when I want that sugar, when I get those cravings for sugar, I balance it out. I drink my teas in the morning, your herbal teas, those peppermints, those spearmints, those moringas, those, again, those chamomiles when you're, you know, you're needing to calm yourself, those sleepy times when you're needing to get rest. I mean, if your mind is going like that, which my mind often does, I put myself to sleep, okay? Or I get that, you know, that 7 hours of sleep. And even though I might drink it a little later in the evening and have to get up and you know, use the restroom, I'll go right back to sleep, as opposed to when I'm, you know, my mind is so just busy. And I think of other people my age that want to feel better about their lives and be there for their grandchildren and their great grandchildren and play with them and love them. You have to make some changes, and don't be afraid of it. There is nothing the matter with change. A change is going to come in 2021 to rise up. That's our step show that we have coming up February the 27th. Yes, that's what it is. Our Blackness, our heritage. And that's something that's real important, that we have to understand that we are the elders. I really have to say to my elders, because like I said, I took sugar out of my diet, and you have to begin to read those labels, And another thing, if you don't buy it, you're not going to consume it. You won't eat it because it's not going to be in your cabinet or your refrigerator or your freezer. Okay.
Yes.
So if you don't buy it, you won't. But find those balances that will help you, because sugar is a drug. And you're going to have withdrawal symptoms. Like I said, I was young. Woo! I took this stuff, came out of, I'll never forget that acne. I was like, I went to a dermatologist for the first time in my life. And, but it was also like pork, you know, I stopped eating pork. Again, of course, that was an Elijah Muhammad influence. But I haven't eaten pork, you know, for over 40, almost, yeah.
What is your workout regimen now?
I do a lot of stretching, and I do a lot of stretching just as a conscious movement. You know, you get up in the morning, I'm sitting in bed, I'll move, I'll stretch a little bit before I get up. I'll flex and point my feet and rotate them. I'll stretch over, you know, and, you know, put my forehead to my knees. Yes, I can still put my forehead and they touch my knees. And I just, you know, wake up. You know, you might do a shoulder roll, you know, a head circle, you know, just those easy kind of movements, right? But I still teach 4 days a week. I teach 4 days a week. So I try to, and I listen to my body. You have to listen to your body. And you also have to talk to your body. Okay? And I'm going to reiterate with that. You know, you have to tell yourself, you've got to do something. How I get up in the morning, I stretch, I move my body, I do some easy head circles, and give yourself, even if you time yourself, put yourself on a 10, a 5, 10, 15 minutes, because 5 minutes is going to take you to 7 minutes, 10 is going to take you to 12, and 15 is going to take you to 20.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel that, but give yourself that get up time in the morning just to stretch and just do that easy kind of warm up. Again, I was saying, circle the shoulders, take a deep breath, breathe, breathe, circle, head circles, you know, chin down to your chest and up, reach over and touch your toes. And if you can't do it today, you know you'll do it tomorrow. So know that those things are really, really important. Just stretching and moving your body, and feet flexing and circling your feet, your wrist, your feet. Again, just isolation, your rib cage. Feel your body wake up, wake your body up. Not just, you know, we're thankful to have our breath to wake up to, but again, and drink some water. Drink that, you know, that 16 ounce of water when you get up in the morning. Again, it helps to flush you and cleanse you. That sleep, it takes you, it gives you that time and that opportunity to rest your body and to digest whatever you can. And so, of course, we get up in the morning and eliminate. Elimination is so important, but that cleansing and detoxing, put some water by your bed the night before and make sure it's ready to go. And again, listen to your body. The big thing I can say, and take it, you know, okay, after 3 months, write it down. We've got these, you know, computers, put your little note, you know, and a date with it, and just write what you did. It doesn't have to be anything extensive. Write it down and say, okay, well, I stopped drinking soda. I started reading, and I changed. Make sure it's 100% of a juice. How much sugar does it have in it? Added sugar. And then this is one of the things that I love that I've done. When it is 100% and it's got, you know, it's a natural sweetener, dilute it. Dilute it. Dilute it. Cut it in half. Or cut it, you know, again, slow walk it. Do it in increments. So if it's 100%, put a third of it, a fourth of it, put some water in it, some, you know, spring water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Until it's half and half, until it's stopping now. Until your body is not craving that. Your body, you're pulling back on it. I find things that keep me feeling strong, mentally alert, you know, that clarity in my mind. I can think. I don't listen to people that say, oh, it's because I'm getting older. I forgot that. No, it's because I put it in a different place than I normally am, for the consistency. Or, yes, you know, you forget. I don't listen to those backward trains of thoughts. I don't listen to people that tell me things that I don't want to believe in. Okay. I listen to my ancestors and say, hey, we got work to do. We have work to do. Okay. All right.
Ms. Williams, can you fill us in on where we can find you and what you have coming up in the near future?
Well, Barbea Williams Performing Company has a Facebook page, and we call it affectionately BWPC, and that's what you'll see as part of the profile photo. And we are also on Instagram as Barbea. And my first name is spelled B as in boy, A-R, B as in boy, E-A. And again, it's Barbea, BWPC on the Instagram. You can follow us there and keep in touch with what we're doing. Ask questions also. If you would like to get some other thoughts and guidance about health, I definitely don't mind sharing it. The Facebook page keeps you abreast of all of our present and a lot of our past programs that we've produced. But we do have quite a few upcoming, you know, with the Black History Month coming up. We have one of our biggest, one of our most exciting, and again, when we talk about passing that torch, you know, my daughter, my grandson, my son, they have really been very instrumental in helping us with our funding, with our, especially my daughter, with our programming, coming in as our chief financial officer, and even giving those wonderful new, you know, again, what is our vision for the future as a dance, as a performing company. And you know, people say dance company. No, we're a performing company. We do a lot of different things. So because of this transition that we've had to go into with this online platform, even much more presence online. We have now much more presence online. We just did our MLK show. We had our 7 days of Kwanzaa. And but what's coming up is our Blackness, our heritage, our 4th annual step show. It's called A Change Is Gonna Come in 2021. Rise up. And you know, Maya Angelou talks so much about rising up. I rise, I rise, I rise. And Alicia Keys just came out talking about that underdog, right? And to rise up. So, you know, let's definitely empower ourselves, our people, our culture, acknowledge our ancestors, where we came from. But February, it's on a Saturday, late afternoon from 4 to 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's Arizona time, which is different than Pacific time. A lot of people want to, because sometimes we're the same as California, but we are Arizona time. We have our own mountain time zone. From 4 to 6, we're going to, we have local, state, and now national performing groups that are going to be working with us. We have the best of the best. I'm so excited about it.
That concludes the second portion of our question and answer segment for our Black Senior Fitness Fair with Silver Fox Elite Fitness. If you are interested in seeing the entire full-length interview with Ms. Barbea Williams, check us out on YouTube at Silver Fox Elite Fitness.